Access to affordable healthcare is Biden's crowning achievement. The number of uninsured Americans hit an all-time low of 7.2% in the second quarter of 2023, while the number of people who signed up for an Obamacare plan for 2024 surged to 21.3 million. At the start of Biden's term, about 12 million Americans had health insurance through Obamacare, or more formally, the Affordable Care Act, and that level hadn't changed much since 2015, 2 years after the public marketplaces opened. When the ACA passed, in 2010, 22.3% of working-age people were uninsured, compared with just 10.4% now. Let's take a look at this graph. In 2001, Bush started with 83.1% of Americans insured, and that slipped to 80.2% in his 8 years as president. Obama wanted more people to be insured, so we introduced the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. The number of insured Americans rose to 88.6% at the end of his presidency, higher than any other president. Trump did not like Obama or Obamacare, so he said he would get rid of it and come up with something better. He said this over and over again. We are still waiting for the policy he never came up with. He had the top minds in the world working on it, but we never saw one page of policy. So, the insured in America remained fairly constant under his presidency and finished at 88.3. There is a caveat. Some of the voracious appetite for marketplace plans in 2023 likely came from the millions of people who lost access to public insurance last year. The end of pandemic era rules that allowed Americans to stay on Medicaid without renewing their paperwork pushed out some 16.4 million people, including more than 3.2 million kids, according to the health policy nonprofit AFF. But policymakers positioned the ACA marketplaces to absorb some of these folks. Subsidies made it easier for people to afford marketplace plans, and the administration increased funding for people trained to help the public find the right insurance fit. Many of the new enrollees live in Republican strongholds such as West Virginia and Louisiana, where signups increased 80% and 76%, respectively. Texas and Florida each saw enrollment increases of roughly 1 million people as well. Let's go back to the graph where we now see Biden is at 91.3% through June of 2023. It is clear to see that Democrats take the number in the right direction, while Republicans seem to stall the number and take it lower. Anyone with a brain, as I hear over and over again from MAGA, anyone with a brain can read this very simple data. The health of our country is better under Biden.
Trump, you're guilty.